All right, all right. Good morning and welcome back. Welcome back to another live session. So if you're tuning in on YouTube, as usual, be sure to hit that thumbs up. And if you're a new viewer, consider subscribing to the channel. All right, hit that thumbs up, consider subscribing, check out our disclaimer. Remember that day trading is risky business. Do not trade with money that you cannot afford to lose. If you have to pay the mortgage, the rent, and or other bills and you're looking to make a quick one, this is not the place. In fact, this is not financial advice. You're better off just going to the casino and putting it on black. That'll be easier. Take 50-50 chance. Probably not 50-50 since the casino has the rig, but this is not the place to be gambling for the next month's mortgage or rent. All right. Other than that, copy trading does not work. Remember, my results are not typical. And lastly, I do not invest for my subscribers, so be careful of fake accounts. Okay. In addition, also be careful of fake advertisements. I have to add that to this list here. There's a lot of people stealing the content, Team House content, Relentless Trading content, Mighty Stocks content, and trying to run ads with them. So be very careful. And if you spot a fake ad, be sure to help us with reporting it, okay? Now we can take a look at the beautiful scanners. What do we have today? So there's STI up 124% with 43 million shares of volume. Looks pretty good. Started off though around 3:50, 4 a.m. Gave a pretty big move between 4 and 5 a.m. And then since then it's calmed down. Then again around 6:44, pretty big spike there, about $1 a share. And then at 7 a.m. it started to sell off again. And so we've been sideways since then, sideways and down since then. VWAP right now acting as support. And we've had, I'd say, highs at 837. So over 837 is where we could potentially retake the highs and, you know, perhaps see a new leg into the open if this one continues. STI, daily chart. I'm so used to using E-Trade for the daily chart, but I think I'll try to use Day Trade Dash from now on, which will be a little bit better for the audience on YouTube since there's, you know, this screen is already dedicated to like the scanner here and the chart. So if I use E-Trade, you'll just see like a fraction of the chart, which is not the best. So let's see, STI. Look at this, right? I'm guessing there's a couple of reverse splits. Yep. Typically, the stock price is never going to be this expensive for these cheaper low float stocks. $600. That would be like a mid large cap price. So we've had a couple of days where we popped up and sold off high points of 861, 836. So, you know, being that we had this high of 883 is making sense already. This one could be cooked. Might have already ran its lifespan here. Short sellers may have this one in their clutches already. So let's see. I'll still put the trend lines though, just in case, right? Just in case. I think the pre-market high, I'm gonna change this level to I'm gonna change it to a different color. Put it in yellow. Like we need to clear these levels. I'll put another one, I think for 9. Let's see. If we get over 9 and then we can get to 10, maybe then there's something, right? but even $12 could be resistance. Sometimes these levels on the daily chart will mean something, and right now I think it does, being that we've rejected 880s. Other days, the stock will push right through like if it's nothing. Okay, STI. Moving on to BTBD, second leading stock. So BTBD also up a significant amount, 115, 16%, 29 million shares of volume. Pre-market highs clocking in at 435. Pre-market highs. So this one also, let's see, started around, okay, this one started around 825. JEM hitting the scans right now. Pushed up, sold off, and then I had a massive red to green here. And right now we're holding up fairly well. Alarm for screen recording. JEM pushing up. I gotta try to like not lean on my desk. Like my hands are cooked from just like leaning on one side or the other. If I'm gonna be here till I'm 90 years old, I gotta have some better posture. BTBD. That's my ultimate goal, is to be here till I'm 90 plus years old with arthritis in my fingers. And then I'll be satisfied to finally retire. STI, BTBD, PSNYW is a, it seems like it's a warrant, but it looks, I looked at the chart, it looks a little, you know, it looks a little active, so I'm actually going to include that one. PSNYW. BTBD, let's quick look at the daily chart. I'll pick up the pace a little bit. 445, and we had this day here of 560. Other than that, all-time highs at, what is this? Can I get the tick here? Okay, 430. So over 560, 435 and 560. Big levels. This one might be the one. It has the best daily chart. Like we're in range to fly here if this one gets going. Okay. All right. So over 435. I'll probably watch this one into the open. BTBD. So JEM, which was just hitting the scans. And then JEM. The penny stock I'm probably not gonna watch. I prefer above $1, but I mean it doesn't matter though. If that's the one, then you know, obviously. JEM. JEM. JEM still kind of fresh. I don't know if we'll see much out of it. This one is still young. I'll add it to the list. But yeah, I think that's it. AIHS, didn't really look at that one, but could take a quick look here. AIHS. I'll save this in my recents. AIHS. I think we should have it up there. Yeah. So BTBD into the open. And then I think I'll have the leading stock up here, which was STI on the other screen. Come back to the 10-second chart. The 2-minute warning is about to hit. So yesterday, despite starting slow and keeping small size for most of the day, our accuracy was very poor. And we did take one big loss along the way on the million paper cuts that we had, which amounted to yesterday's loss of 1K. So something that we mentioned is that we have to be a little bit more careful with sizing. It's like if we're really not able to see consecutive winning trades, you know, we don't even want to go up to 1,500 shares. Honestly, like it really just comes down to connecting. If we're connecting, then we can use whatever the limit is for liquidity, right? If we recognize, hey, this stock can use 10K shares in and out, that's what we want to do if we're connecting nicely. But if we're not connecting, if we just get a good trade here and there, we still want to be a little bit more patient to not jump the gun. That way we can always protect ourselves, take it slow, and even have a little bit more longevity with a day. Because it's best in these type of environments, it's best to be here longer, perhaps till 12, especially if a stock might keep going. All right, so don't forget if you're tuning in on YouTube to hit that thumbs up. We got 40 seconds for the market to open. Another beautiful day. Gotta grab my hat so this ceiling light doesn't fry my eyeballs. All right, looks good. Seeing some sellers here early. We're gonna break that seller, which is a good sign. High there at 98. Yeah, and I definitely got to be faster today too. We're seeing more sellers again. High 70s. This one looks like it's pretty liquid though. Could we see break of 4 right here? We're seeing a few sellers. It's trying. Did not hold 4 right there. Back to 85. I'm going to start looking at some other ones. AIHS did curl up a little bit. IPDN didn't look at that one yet. AIHS is pushing up a little bit towards 4. I want to try and position myself here on this pullback if we can dip. A bit of a slow grind over 30 here. or over 20, I should say, for AIHS. Oh, it's coming down. We might see some. We might see a bigger drop here. What's it gonna be? It's fighting though. I definitely could have been more aggressive there. It definitely has range, which I didn't think it would have had. From 80 to 20, just like that. Ay, 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 man. So easy to miss a move, man. It's insane. It's a good pull away. The highs are at 90. We'll see what it does. It could keep going. It's possible. $501. Yeah, these dips are something else, man. Look at that. Hopefully there's no false breakout here. I think we got resistance marked out higher. Or is that the other stock? I have to check the daily on this one. Six something and then like 630s. So we have a flat top here and no resistance until 630s or so. We need that pullback. I'm honestly impressed as to how well it's holding up, but will we be able to continue to hold up? I think it's best we see the move sooner than later. I'm going to try to hold this. We should open up a little here. Can we see 15, 20, 25? 30, 35. Bro, why can't we get like a dip in here? It's just going 85. I mean, I guess there was room to 630, so maybe just holding longer would have been the move instead of taking the 20 cents. It's already approaching 6. Oh my God, it's just going. The halt is at 36 now. Ay, ay, ay. Bro, wow. I'm impressed. It's almost like I just don't even expect the stock to do anything like this, and it does, you know? I mean, that was pretty good. Jeez Louise, bro. Holy smokes. It's almost like I feel rusty here looking at a strong stock like this just go. It's right into resistance though, so it'll be important for the resumption to resume higher. Felt like a deer in the headlights there. Like I've seen that. I mean, the first move was very similar to that. That push from 430 to 489, 490, where it just goes without really giving that, pullback in there. So you got to go in and have that stop. Like, hey, I'm just gonna take this area with a 5-10 cent stop, and before you know it, you're up 15-20 cents, and then you can give it a chance. I'm like a deer in the headlights there. Oh man. Now we got a hot day and the past store slacking. Big Steve, am I cooked? Man, this is 10K day potential here. And I'm soft on the day, brother. Okay, I have a decision to make, right? Small green. And the stock is definitely extended here. The question is, if this happens to be a stock that goes to 10, what do I want to do about it? Of course, the difficult part is that we don't know what it'll do. I mean, this could be the highs and we open up and then it's backside. So we live to trade momentum like this. So I think obviously the right thing to do would be is to be aggressive, but I would need to wait and not jump the gun right away. Of course, the dip and rip trade will be there, but other than that, I need to give it a little bit of time to see what it wants to do. If it wants to keep going, then we just have to go for it. If it's like, choppy, topping wicks, looking like backside, then okay, the move is done. Then sidelines, don't, get aggressive in the wrong area. It's too late. So the halt sometimes could be a good thing. At least you get a chance to think about a game plan. Bro, just imagine slamming 8-10K size and just 30 cents in these candlesticks. What we've been seeing is a consolidation after a big move. So we might see another one. And I've been soft in the consolidation too, not taking the dips low. Just like looking for more of a pullback, like underneath the level, and it's just not happening, It's like right to the level and instantly 10-15 cents. Anyhow, resumption's coming up. We got a minute and a couple seconds. If it ends up holding up over time here and we consolidate and it proves it wants to go to like 10, I gotta come out like the Terminator here. And go where no man has been before. 15 seconds to the resumption. Looking for the dip and rip and then a potential pullback. We're currently at 636. Tried for below 5 right there. Didn't quite get it. Can we see over 50? What's it gonna be? Tight stops. Taking 66. Can we see over 80? Giving it a chance for 7. Giving it a chance. Taking 50. Can I get the fills though? I took a loss there then. That must have been a big loss. Not good. Okay, that was a fair pullback, all things considered. Bro, this is like back in the day momentum last year, right? Early this year. I mean, this is the third or fourth day straight we're seeing hot momentum. So, you know, hopefully we're like back all the way. If it's back, then I don't need to hesitate. You know, like I'm still hesitating so much. It's ridiculous. It's what the false breakouts and the flushes do to you. You start to become very, very soft instead of just buying like a madman with no fear, no hesitation. Getting sweet trades like that one right there. Might be high. Yes, it is. Waiting. But no way, just reclaimed. Like, wow. I mean, we haven't even been seeing that, right? That in itself is pretty crazy to see. Lows 30. Bro, I gotta do better if it goes to 10. I gotta dial it in this next move if it goes to 10 here or 758. This might be the last opportunity. If not, it could already be backside. Could already be backside, so being very careful here. Oh, it's moving at the speed of light, and I'm late on that tick. I'll get a high fill. Oh, we're definitely seeing a 5-minute pullback here. I think for anybody who's like in a good flow, you know, it's a nice day. Like, there's no doubt about it. Is this backside? If it is, then I want to ease off and look at other stocks. If it's not, I want to keep watching. I will add over 30 if it goes here. Will we push through? Watching. It's a bit of a churn. See, that was closer to red to green. It might try again. It might go through 50 here if it's strong. Oh, come on. Not good. It's a good size loss there. So again, it could be backside territory here. But was watching for that red to green. We've seen a couple of those like quick V-shaped red to greens. I think yesterday and the day before. Over the bear flag high. That one up to 43 and back down. We also haven't seen sympathy momentum in like a year, it feels like. Maybe that's SINT. That could be SINT. It's possible. Sympathy momentum. Oh, I hate that so much. I'm trying to buy 16, man. I'm in 10 cents higher. Oh, just a slap in the face trade there. Resumption, 50 seconds. Such a great dip too. Just caught in the volatility. SINT coming up in the next 16 seconds. It's at 6:59. Here we go, 6:59. Hopefully this other one doesn't go. What are we at? 59? It looks like it might just go. Small size. See, of course, the move happens as I'm trading the resumption, right? Man, freaking hell, man. Ah, good old day trading. Freaking hell, bro. This is okay. It recovered. I'm about to say. Fixed. Time. Bro, what are my fills? Come on, man. It seems like it could go. Man, after that resumption, some tough fills, a couple of losses. Bro, this shit, man. Now we're getting like false breakouts. What was that? Uh, Freaking hell, man. Oh, I got filled 62. Boy, come on, man. It's not going up like it was on the last two push. On those two uptrends, this time it's like struggling, it seems like. Are short sellers here? Is this the backside, or is it gonna eventually take off here again? Halt is $1 share away, so come on, squeeze. Squeeze. This is high risk, high reward here for sure. Oh my gosh, bro. Bro. Nah, this is a disaster. And lovely. Bro. Time for me to take my leave. Unbelievable, brother. Well, it wasn't a great day anyways. It was just a depth stay to begin with. Can't be mad. Good move, terrible performance. I think it might be backside, might be done. It came close to giving another move there over 8, but just felt a little too heavy. After that big push from 60 to 8, it had a good chance, but almost as if that resistance kind of still was there. Well, the problem here is definitely me, right? I can't blame anything else. The strategy, the setups were there. I didn't take any of these dips here in these areas like this. Almost none of them. I think this one as well early. Very reluctant for those dips and missing too much of the uptrends. At the resumption, we're up $300. It's like just unacceptable for this type of stock. Best it does a higher low here than a retest. HWH if it gets halted up. Well, I mean, it's so low versus yesterday's highs. VAOS halted up. VAOS doesn't have a lot of volume though. BTBD, we'll see if it has what it takes to push through. There's a couple sellers at 4 for BTBD. AIHS still fighting at those lows, but watching BTBD to see if it gets over 4. $97, $98. Oh my goodness. Well, okay. BTBD. Selling off a bit. The AOS. I don't know. Maybe that's the day. I mean, the first hour is up. We might see something else later. Sidelines until something else. But we're flat on the day, which is not good considering, we had a big move. But we just didn't trade well. We barely got any green and we took losses at the end. Reluctance towards dips and the uptrend, not willing to jump in and absolute depths to sum it up. I think at best we got up to like 700, which is quite frankly not so good for a stock like that just goes $1 a share, 3 times in 3 different areas. So far, nothing else looking good for setup. HWH just seems a little too low versus yesterday's highs. Maybe today is a day where it can go up a little bit, and then maybe tomorrow or the following day we get the daily candle to make the new high, especially if there's like more breaking news. BTBD back down. AIHS fighting at 70 level here. Yesterday HWH, today AIHS, and we had action on Friday, Thursday of last week. So there's 4 days of momentum in a row. Will we continue to see momentum throughout the rest of the year? I don't think we've had like 4 solid days like this of momentum since like maybe earlier in the year. We've had days sprinkled throughout the slower weeks and months, but my aggression was nowhere near what it would need to be for a day like this, though. MOVE, is it worth it? Small red to green. KLRS has hit the scans. What does it look like? Looks like lighter volume. Man, what a day. What a day, man. What a day. What a day. What a day. YouTube ads? Oh man. You know what? I haven't seen a YouTube ad in like years because I've had I have like the YouTube premium thing. I've had YouTube premium for so long that I haven't seen it. So even going back to the thing where they were telling me like the only way to get rid of the scams using the content, you know, it's like I have to go watch the videos and report the ads by a case on a case by case basis. And it's like I had to go into different accounts to try to watch the channel just to try to get those. And when I'm there, I was there for like 2 hours, 3 hours straight one time. And I tell you, man, it's like I'm getting every ad except an ad that's a scam ad to report. And I'm like, man, this is impossible for me to do. That's when I'm like, okay, I have to come and ask the audience to help report those ads because 2 hours straight and not like every ad that I keep seeing is like a random person, like a legit ad of like a random person. I'm never getting the ones that are like, you know, fake with the stolen content. It is crazy that there's ads still. I mean, that's kind of wild. Now the question is, will I turn off the ads? I don't mind turning off the ads, but you know, can we get at least 400 likes a video? I mean, I would easily turn off the ads, you know, for the like goal to be 400 likes a video. Yeah, H1, I'm in the depths right now, bro. Just there's no other way to say it. At best, I got up to 700. I just you know I let all those big moves go by like a deadline. That's what happened. Just waiting for some sort of a dip, and there's no dip. But you know when you're quick to recognize this stuff, you gotta just jump in and put that stop in place. Some stocks require that when they're just going. You know, you gotta take that risk. Hey, a 10 cent, 15 cent risk, and before you know it, in those same trades are up 15, 30 cents, 40 cents, scaling out as the stock's still going up. Instead, it's a flat day. I don't have daily goals. I just like to trade until the momentum is done. I know not everyone will agree with that approach. Some people like to have the daily goal. It's also for me, my max loss isn't a specific number. It really depends on how the day is going and how things are playing out. There's been days where I walked away down $50 because it was just such a roller coaster day. And then there's been days where I ended down like 4,000, 5,000. But on a day like that, you know, it's like I'll sometimes. I mean, it depends on how I'm taking on a risk in some trades. I remember I took the halt down. There was a resumption trade that I took, and this thing came close to the halt down, and we started having that buying that we would love to see, and I took it with some size. It halted down. I wasn't able to get out, and before you know it, I'm down 5K in a trade. And that was a brutal resumption lower, like $2 a share or something, you know, on like a $8 stock. So I got murdered in that one. Right now, the only reason I'm still here is because this thing is curled up a fair bit to where it could potentially go again. That's the only reason I'm still here. It's like we could end up breaking over this bit of a range here, and then there could be another move. If not, I'm out of here. Or if something else maybe hits the scan that's really strong. KLRS. Do we have high volume? So far, volume is low. But yeah, I needed to be way more aggressive. Just way, way more aggressive. This is what the chop is for you. The good news, above all else, the good news is that we've seen 4 days of good market. If that continues, over time, you have no reason to ever hesitate on anything. I think that's the biggest killer for me right now is just lack of confidence in some areas, hesitation in others. You got to be decisive. You got to be fast. You got to be fierce. That way, you're always getting the best fills. You're always getting the price that you want, or at least very close to it, because you're getting in without overthinking or second guessing the entry. You're also buying every pullback trade that you see without an ounce of fear, without an ounce of thinking, despite seeing the signals, that the stock could still go lower, right? These are very small, subtle things that can make a massive difference. The difference is instead of being up $100, I could have been up $3,000-$4,000, right? The intangibles, the intangibles. The 5-minute candle to make the new high would be at 45. 85, 85, 86. Like it definitely looks like it could do something, but we'll have to see, right? Sometimes what happens too is a big red candle out of nowhere and this thing just sells off and it's done. A couple guys like Savage, they start to sell and then the stock is in the depths. From 715 down to like 650. But we haven't revisited those lows down there, So it's been like a slow grind here. We'll see if an explosion finally comes at some point for a more aggressive move. Maybe going back up, which is what I'm looking for. But the stock did feel really heavy over 7 compared to break of 5, break of 6. It almost just it's like it's just getting shorted. But what gave me confidence was to try again for over 8. Was this big candlestick that came here, and then this move. By the way, where's Lucas? Is Lucas on vacation? I haven't seen Lucas or Jackson. I don't think. Those guys might be on vacation. I'm not sure where Jackson and Lucas is. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind turning off the ads because the money that I make from YouTube is like not anything really. It's like a phone bill kind of thing. Not even a scratch trade. Well, I guess these days shoots a scratch trade. Man, the scratch trades thing is just such an interesting concept, though. The boys are out for dinner and like paying big a bill, and it's one scratch trade. I love if we can continue to hold up above 85. It's a pretty tight level, but you know, if we can continue to go sideways here a little bit, and then we'll need the 5-minute candle to make the new high. And then maybe it might stand a chance. It's like I'm thinking like, bro, I can't be down like $1,000 on a day like yesterday and not be up at least 5, 10,000 on a day like today. It is terrible, really. And there's Save and a couple guys selling, right? That's all she wrote. That's it. Titanic. There might be a dip down at 6 if it flushes out some more here. I'll look at that trade, and then that'll be my last trade of the day. If it flushes down to 6, I gotta be careful though in case it keeps flushing. Sometimes you'll just flush right into the halt down. And I got 16 cents or so. Oh no, like 14 cents. No, 13 cents alone. Not that good of a trade, really. And that is all she wrote. The halt down is at 535, so be careful if you're looking for dips down here. And just in case it flushes into the halt down. I think all the losses that I took off the highs were very okay losses. The issue is not making enough money going up. Like, you know, like you're up, let's just say 3K, and then I lose 500 off the top. Who cares, right? But not making 3K is the problem in the first place. Being too passive. KLRS halting up again here. This one could be something. But just like how we had that red candle there, I mean, sometimes, I mean, we saw it on a couple of the other days last week, right? Where the stock kept making a new high, like till like 2 p.m., I think. Sometimes they keep going, right? And where that red candle comes, it's buying, and it's the equal and opposite reaction. And the stock is actually back up at 7 or $8, I guess it would have been. And then just like that, you know, it's like $9 highs, and maybe you get lucky, it goes to 12, 15, gives another big leg. So KLRS, small size, For me, it's already a botched day, so I'm not looking to be a hero here on this one. Just a couple hundred shares, keeping it tight. Best not to try to use, massive size here and then have a big red day for no reason. So just taking it slow. Should have held longer. I'm about to say red to green. SF, did you add on that? It looks like you added. Very interesting setup there. It's quite the pullback, actually. It's quite the pullback. 620 to 580, then to 520. Let me check the resumption time here. Resumption in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Some people are saying that the strategy, I mean, I would say it has been slow for the strategy, but on a day like today, there's nothing wrong with the strategy. Today, it's just coming down to the trader. Are you where you're supposed to be mentally or not? Yes or no? If the answer is yes and you're fully locked in, I have no doubt you had a great day, Now, if you're not fully locked in, you could have had a choppy day or even a red day on a stock like this. If that's how delicate the strategy is. Minute 25 seconds. Let me just take a look at the daily chart here. KLRS 200 EMA around 760. $740 and then $830. I mean, we'll see. There could be. I'm interested in the dip and rip more than anything else, but after that, I'm not sure what it wants to do, so I'll be careful. Maybe put this down here for now. 30 seconds. Only small size for me once again. Small size. We're resuming at 682, 740, 760 potential resistance. $10 minutes. The stock market is the place to be, man. I think this is the place to be no matter what is going on, what you're going through, or what you're dealing with. If you're somebody who's a red trader, never been green, if you're red on the year, if it's been a slow year, if it's been a good year, a hot year, great year, this is the place to be. But we got to keep improving it to capture the volatility, capture the momentum properly. BAOS. Where else could you have the potential of being up 10,000 in 2 hours on on a day, you know? Like that doesn't exist in this world unless you really own a big business. Where else could we have the potential to be up 10K or more? We gotta stop even saying 10K because there is no limits when you're connecting and you're in a good flow. STI, AIHS. We got 3 more minutes, 3 minutes and some change. Oh man, the chat room, man. See, this is why I can't look over here too often because then I get distracted. The best place to be is in the ER. Well, as long as you're not on the operating table and maybe you're the surgeon, right? Well, I guess that was implied with the statement there. The resumption price is showing at 710. Resumption price is showing at 710 with 2 minutes 20 seconds. It's showing 710, but it's not guaranteed that it's 710. It's likely that it'll be 710 though. It's like 90% accurate, I'd say. 10% of the times it still resumes in its own area. I'm actually, because I've never used the DAS level 2s, I'm actually used to like not knowing where the resumption is going to open and then reacting to it when I see the first print on the open, right, on the resumption, and then making a decision based off of where we got halted. Will we resume higher, lower, or sideways? And then how are we going to proceed from there, depending on the price action, right? Sideways resumptions are actually more tricky for me compared to if it resumes higher or lower. If it resumes higher, it's very definitive the price action that I want to see. Likewise, if it opens up lower. It depends, right? It just depends. If the stock immediately goes up or down, then it's more obvious. If it opens up sideways, but if the price action in itself is also sideways, is where I think it's like tough, because sometimes it'll hold right there and like for a good 3 seconds and then boost up. Other times, you can see some green coming in and then before you know it, it's down 60, 70 cents, right? Yeah, I think there's a chance for a dip and rip. That's what I'll be watching for here. Potential resistance 740, 760. So if it opens up at 710, hopefully we can see the setup here without it going up too much. Small size for me, 15 seconds to go. It's showing 711 resumption. 714, 719 is climbing, 720. 714 again. All right, here we go. Dip, 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 dip for the pastor. I didn't want to take 10 there. Nah, I'm going to leave it alone. Highs are 26. Do I want to try to break out? $90. We got 90 right there. See, it's just not as volatile as I would have liked. It needed to be more vicious and with purpose. What is it going to be here over the highs? Can we see over the highs? If there's a short, I'll take it. That might have been it right there, though. See, it's like this wasn't. That was it. That was a short. It's pathetic resumption. That's like a 3 out of 10, 2 out of 10 resumption. 720s was the short. Very subtle short though, not obvious price action. Hopefully no one got caught there, but it's so easy to try to buy that dip again and then it's just down, you know? The risk is always real. Okay, maybe this is the day. A measly $200. In these high inflation and high prices, I'll be barely able to afford a Happy Meal here. Can't be down 1K on a day like yesterday where it's slow. Actually, yesterday wasn't slow. We had HWH, which I fumbled, right? Can't be down 1K in a hot day and then barely green on another hot day. That's just not going to cut it. That is misery and just, you know, nonsense. So tomorrow we got to come correct, man. It's been 4 hot days. It seems like we might be on to a hotter end to the year. Tomorrow we have to come in with more aggression and more purpose, right? Which does also mean a little bit more risk. But we have to put out the energy early in the uptrend where our odds are going to be the highest to capitalize and not be too passive to jump in on the move as it's going up. Because for me, I still have a hard time trading dips versus breakouts. I'm just more comfortable with breakouts still, even now. But what will give me the confidence to take more dips is seeing some sort of connection with the stock on the way up, right? Then I can take on the dip, even if it's a tight pullback relative to how high the stock has went up. I'll still throw it out. So it's kind of why sometimes I'll have issues, right? Like my trading is it almost like it's like it compounds versus, you know, someone else who maybe they missed the uptrend, but they're still aggressive to take certain setups, right? So for me, it's like a story that, you know, I can't afford too many like gaps in between as I'm going. Even if I miss a trade, I need to at least be in rhythm with the stock. And it's like, okay, it's a setup that I kind of sold too soon, right? But we still were very aware of where the entry was. You know, it feels very good to know what's going to happen. The intuition, the charting, the price action, all of that stuff aligning. $200. One Happy Meal. BAOS. Over 445. I'm eyeing the dip here at small size. 74 average, and it is 54. Okay, $50 loss. $50 loss. $508 down to 455. Quite a dip. range is not a problem. You know, I mean, can we continue though in an uptrend here? Just have to account for the bigger range if we're gonna see bigger moves. But yeah, I think that might be the day though, right? I wouldn't want to overstay already here after not a great performance, right? After a slow performance. Oh man. The time is upon us to leave. Taking the last dip of the day. I got filled 99, which is a terrible fill. I bought 93. That's similar to the setup though. I mean, that halt down was at like 80 right there, I think. Taking the first pop. All right, flat day, heading out. I'll rewatch the entire archive here today to remind myself of the areas that I need to be aggressive tomorrow. Assuming there's a hot day. Hopefully there's another, we continue this hotter trend here to end the year. But if we are, again, if we are seeing this type of market to end the year, we need to be in top form. We're not going to give ourselves more than like 2 to 3 days to regain the aggression and go for it, right? It is now or never type of mindset. Not do or die, but as in urgency, right? We got to get the ball rolling to close out the year here in style. All right. For those of you going the distance till 4 p.m., continue to be disciplined, continue to be patient, and I'll catch you guys later. Check out the links for the chat room, for the scanners. Everything is down below. Everything is down below. All right. Take care. Stay safe. Stay green. Catch you guys in the next one. So quick summary in case anybody's tuning in. We were green about 700 at our highs, but we traded pretty terribly, pretty poorly in terms of like lack of aggression, hesitation, not jumping into the bigger spikes going up. I think where we gave back profits, it was fair. However, our trades going up, we just didn't do a great job to capitalize and to even use size at all, really. So, we barely got green for this type of move. And we had what I would like to call a haircut. So, we're ending small green here. Just flat, really, is what I like to call it. But yeah, we're going to look to study up the archive, rewatch the full thing, and then I'll make the recap later here before 4 p.m. And tomorrow we're going to look to be better. That's the aim. And if we are going to see a hotter market here to close out the year, we got to get ourselves in good form to perform. I mean, the people who are new to the channel, they might not really know, but the people who've been here, you guys will know, like, On these type of days, it's like days to be up 5, 10, 15,000. You know, the pastor from last year who did not hesitate. I mean, when I look back at some of these videos, it is crazy. Like, I'll watch some areas and it's like, God, like goodness, like I really was there with like a stock that's going up and down $1 a share within seconds. I'm really there throwing out 4K shares. It's like right now mentally, it's hard to like say to like see myself doing this right now in this moment. But I know I could do it. I know I could even take more size. But you kind of have to like, you know, you got to get back into that gear of just aggression and I like to say like madness almost, you know, like because you have to be just a little crazy to be doing it, right? You have to, your mindset has to be in a different place where you're hungry to expand. Fear is but a scratch on your armor, you know? You're just going crazy. So yeah, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and the best version of RT has yet to be seen. I will be back tomorrow looking to do better. Take care, stay safe, stay green.